Okay, this is being recorded, bearing in mind, so just hold on. Okay, so all you've got to do now, I'm disconnecting with you from Skype. All you've got to do is press go live at the top, yes?
Okay.
Okay, disconnecting from Skype.
Okay. Oh, hello everyone. Can you guys hear me? Hello everyone. How are you? Can you all hear me, guys? It's Crypto Granny here. Now the reason why I've got this mask on is that I'm in Amsterdam and we've gone to a code red. Oh my god, how does anyone wear these things? And I've got pussycats on it as well. So yeah, we went from code orange to code red. So that's why I'm wearing my beautiful red jacket today. So let's start, guys and girls. Can you hear me okay? I hope everything's working all right. We're still new to this and we're still trying to work out, you know, the live, how it all works on the live stream. So, oh yes, awesome. Thank you so much. Now, Egabatina, I need your Egabatina. You won a COBO wallet last week. You've got to send me your address because we need COBO wallet to send it out to you. You've been one of my longest lasting supporters and I love you dearly, and you've won this COBO wallet and it's worth 150 US at least. So if you can send me an email at esoterictradingsolutions@gmail.com, thank you very much. That would be awesome. So don't forget that. Just a few things. Let me start with, I hope you're all looking after yourself. I hope you're being kind to yourself. I hope you're being kind to your pussycats, your beautiful animals, whatever animal you have. You're being kind to your parents. You're looking after all your family. You're just looking after people in the world just to make this a better world. As time goes on, it gets harder and harder. We're still in lockdown in Melbourne. My friends are still, in lockdown up until the end of September. And they've been in lockdown for about 6 months now. So I'm sort of glad I'm actually in Amsterdam, because in Amsterdam we can still walk around and do everything. So it's pretty amazing, honestly. Now, just a couple of admin things. Don't forget to comment, subscribe, and join our Patreon. Now, on Patreon, I've done quite a bit of study on the Flare network, also how it's connected to Avalanche, how Avalanche is connected to the Ethereum platform, and how Avalanche is connecting to XRP ledger. Now, it's quite in a lot of depth, actually, because you're actually talking about 3 different tokens, right? XRP, Flare itself with Spark, and you're also talking about Flare F XRP. So there is a lot of detail there, and I'm looking at that for a client potentially, but also it is very complex. And the network of Flare is pretty interesting, actually, I have to say, because it's actually going to bring in derivatives where someone is an oat dealer or something like that, or a wheat dealer, and they're worried that the market is going to go down, so they can actually buy a put on the Flare network. It is fascinating. So it's basically bringing derivatives to the retail market, which I'm seriously excited by Flare. Honestly, in the network, it is amazing. Now, you've got to get, before you can go on the Flare network, you have to have Spark. And obviously, you've got to, if you have XRP, it's 1-for-1 with Spark, and you need to actually download it, either via Zoom, or I think that he calls it Zoom, Vitzavin, XUMM, or you've got to do it through your Ledger Nano S or whatever you have, and you use the XRP toolkit, okay? Because you need to tell the Flare ledger and the Ripple XRP ledger that you actually, have XRP and you're entitled to 1-to-1 Spark. So, look, it's pretty fascinating stuff, I have to say. I can't wait for it. Thank you, Jason. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate that. I really do. Hey, we had people from South Africa, I noticed. We had someone from Sweden, someone from the UK. We've got Egabatina in the Netherlands. And there was someone from, obviously, America. We've got someone... Oh, no, I'm not in Oz, JR. I'm actually in Amsterdam, in the Netherlands at the moment. And that I'm really enjoying the Netherlands. I love the people here. It's awesome. But, we're in a code orange, man, and we can still walk around and everything. It's fair income. It's absolutely amazing that they allow you to do that. I mean, in Australia, like in Melbourne, the police are arresting everyone. It's just unbelievable. You walk outside and you get arrested. There's a curfew at 8 o'clock. Here in Amsterdam, they call it, what do they call it? The laid back lockdown. I mean, I love it, but seriously, everyone's got their masks on and stuff. But hey, XR Army, thank you. Hello from Chicago. We got people from all over the world. And you know what? I spent a lot of time in South Africa, I have to say, because I was working for Investec there, and I went over there 6 times. It's an amazing country. Oh my, we've got a Scotsman in Thailand. Who else we got? We got Tales from the Crypto. We've got Liz from Amsterdam. Oh man, we got everyone over here. Everyone from everywhere. We've got Miss Billionaire. Wow, thank you. Unbelievable. Granny has a new battery in her eating aid. Yeah, I do. Now, some people don't know why I call myself Crypto Granny. I had this young fellow, I should say probably in Australian terms, a young bloke, who was trying to intimidate me one day, and he called me a Crypto Granny, like you're an old bag, whatever, and he was being like an ageist. And I said, yeah, I am an old bag. I was born in the 1960s, and man, I lived in the 70s with all that great rock music and all those live bands that we used to go and see and everything else. And, it was the day of puberty blues, that came out in Australia when we were all 15. Amazing stuff. We had all the live bands and all the great culture and everything else. And it was just an awesome time. So, honestly, we did it all. And, I'm really, really, thankful that I lived in that generation. Seriously. And not only that, we did a lot. We got exposed to all different things, like I was managing at the age of 25, $25 billion, man, and, trillions of dollars here and there and everywhere else. So we got to do so much stuff. So that's why people in my age bracket sort of know a lot of stuff. Seriously, that's for sure. So, we had a lot of fun, fair income. Now, don't forget to comment, subscribe. I'm getting into this stuff now, this marketing stuff. I never took much notice of this marketing stuff, but apparently this is what you got to do. Subscribe, press the bell, all that sort of stuff, whatever, and do the rest of it. So, next week we've got some more wallets to give away, and thank you, SecureX. We're going to just do a bit of, advertising for them. Look, I don't get paid anything for it. They were kind enough to give us 3 wallets to give away to our clients. Oh, Egabertina, I love you, Egabertina. She's been one of my longest lasting people to follow me. Thank you so much, Egabertina. And I'm so glad you won the COBO wallet. It's a seriously really good wallet, and we're going to send that out to you from COBO. But we need your address for COBO because they get your address from me, and then they get you to fill out something and your details, and then they'll send it direct to you. That's how it works. We don't get anything from that. The deal was we just advertise their name, and basically, we send it to our subscribers, okay? And that's pretty much what we're going to do with SecureX. And then we've got another lot of wallets to give away with Descent, and it's the same story, just to give things to people, which is great because we support them and they support us. And the reason why I do that is because I don't actually like the laser. I don't like Tracer. And I don't like the Legend Nano S or the Legend Nano X. There's been a lot of problems with those things. Oh, thanks, man. I'm super cool. Inferno Slavic. Are you, from Croatia or something, man? Because we've got the whole world here. It's super. We've even got Australians here, man. It's just unbelievable. Yeah, and I don't like the Legend Nano S or the X because there's been a lot of problems with those, honestly. Oh, man, thank you. Thank you so much, Inferno Slavic. I really appreciate it. I like your glasses and everything, and you've got a cool headbanner on. I like that, man. That's really cool. And, there's been a lot of trouble with the the Ledger S and the Ledger Nano X. And, there's been hacks and all sorts of things. And if you've got a lot of crypto, you've got to diversify your crypto out of wallets, different wallets, right? And it depends what you got. If you've got 100,000 crypto, you should have at least 4 wallets to secure yourself. Don't put it on one wallet. It's too scary and you could get hacked and everything, right? So don't do it. Don't do it, I say. There's been some poor guy lost his money and some other guy and some girl. It's just really bad stuff, guys. Really, really bad stuff. Now this, getting back to this flare again, what makes this flare so interesting, and I think it's a great opportunity for people that hold XRP, because it actually creates more utility for XRP, okay? Because you have to have XRP to buy Spark. Now, Spark, from what I read of the white paper and everything else, is not going to be traded on other exchanges, okay? According to Flare, they are only going to be dealing direct with XRP, okay? And that decentralized exchange that Flare is going to have, it's like a DeFi, a decentralized finance, right? Decentralized exchange. You're going to be able to arb on that, arbitrage. You're going to be able to trade on that. It's just, I'm seriously looking forward to it, man. And what they do, it's called this Turing language. It was after Alan Turing. I don't know whether you guys are aware of Alan Turing, but Alan Turing was a genius, okay? Alan Turing worked during in the UK, worked during the war, and he basically broke, the German code, for sending messages, right? He created a code breaker machine. This guy was a genius, man. He was a mathematical genius, right? And he broke the code. And what makes it interesting with the Turing complete language, programming language, is it can actually perform the most complex of mathematical formulas, right? Unbelievably so. Price make and do all incredible complex mathematical formulas for optionality, for swaptions, for the most exotic derivatives you could imagine, like coal, coal, for example. It's a lot of, energy products. Products like coal, for example, are very, very difficult to price because coal is priced on the quality of the coal. And when it's exposed the element, it takes 3 months to, say, ship it from, Chile or wherever to another country. It's exposed the elements on a ship and the quality of the coal actually deteriorates, right? And so essentially you need all these people, in the chemists and whatever, to test the quality of the coal. But initially, you're in the UK buying coal and you think the quality is X, it's high grade coal, which one of your power stations is going to use. And the next thing is, by the time you get the coal, 3 months later, it's actually low quality coal, right? And your power station that needs high quality coal can't use it. So that's why coal is so complex to price. And if anyone that's ever worked in the energy industry, it's a freaking nightmare, seriously. And the thing is with Flare, it sounds like they're going to be in a position where they'll be able to price complex exotic derivative products like coal, for example, like wind, energy futures, the weather and all this sort of business. So this is very, very advanced stuff. Seriously, it's very, very advanced stuff. And apparently when you get on that platform of Flare, you're going to be able to arbitrage. In other words, can you arbitrage between, there's ratios between XRP, and this is all a summary, but if you want any more detail, you're going to have to come to my Patreon. Only $45 a month to get, my Slack, which is all this stuff. You get everything here, all sorts of things. You get literally a course on Udemy, which is about 60 lectures or something. You get daily podcasts every day from me, except the weekend. You'll get trading ideas, right? And you'll get investment ideas, and you'll get heaps of stuff because I seriously know my stuff. Now, at the moment, I'm actually short the US yen, right? And really important because the US yen, this is the US dollar. If you're exposed to the US dollar in the American market, you're not going to be happy, you guys, because the US looks very, very weak against the yen, which means your purchasing power in the dollar, if you're in the US, is getting less and less and less, right? And, that thing has been going down for years, right? It's at 104.50 or something. I've actually been selling US dollar for some time, and I'm still short US dollar, US yen, right? Short US, long the yen, okay? Now, there's a direct correlation between that and Bitcoin. Every time US yen goes down, Bitcoin goes up, okay? Every time, right? There's a huge correlation at the moment. Now, if US yen breaks, oh man, Victor, you've come through. Where have you been, baby? I haven't seen you for ages, man. You used to ask all these questions and, I haven't seen you. I hope you're well. I know you cook fantastic food, Victor. I tell you, when I've seen some of your cooking on Facebook, oh man, you just make me hungry. Seriously, you're a great cook. Thank you so much, Victor, for the 10. I really appreciate it. I really do. Thank you very much. But now what was I saying? I get carried away sometimes and I forget my train of thought. Yeah, short US yen, right? And there seems to be a direct correlation with Bitcoin, right? Now, all the traders have been trying to break Bitcoin down, as we know, right? They were trying to break it through 9,800. Everyone was saying technically Bitcoin's going to go to 8,308. You know what? It's all garbology. Trust me, it's all garbology. Because you know what? If you trade Bitcoin, you got to know what they're doing in the futures market and the options market, okay? Now, if you go to the futures market for Bitcoin at the moment, the professional players, okay, are buying options. They're buying call options on Bitcoin, okay? And you know what the strike price is? And this is for December maturity. It's way out of the money, and they're buying a strike price of $36,000 on Bitcoin. Now, that's really unusual, okay? That is seriously unusual. Now, what that means is some of the professional players out there, the pros, believe and it's going to be an ultra cheap bet. Might cost them 2 cents for time value on an option, right? And it's way out of the money. What I mean by out of the money is Bitcoin's only around 10,885 right here, right? But they're actually saying by December, Bitcoin could potentially be $36,000. This is what the professional punters are saying, right? And, you've got to keep an eye on those markets. Also, if you look at Bitcoin futures, right, they're getting shorter and shorter Bitcoin, right, on the derivatives market. If you're going to trade Bitcoin or even have it in your investment portfolio, and that's the thing, you can't take that market down if everyone's short, right? And you've got the professionals buying, Bitcoin. And then when you look at the exchange holdings, and I've said this before, the exchange holdings are actually getting less holdings in Bitcoin, okay? So if you're going to take a trade on Bitcoin or investment on Bitcoin, you got to look at everything, okay? Not only that, you got to look at how many people are holding Bitcoin for over a year or two, okay? How many people are opening up new addresses for Bitcoin? What's happening in the rest of the world, for example? If you look at Argentina, for example, with the peso, which is their currency, it's collapsed, man. And you know what the Argentinians have done? Just like South Africa, they've introduced foreign exchange controls, which means you can't send the foreign currency outside to other countries, right? Oh, man, thank you very much. What is that? Rias XRP? Cool name, man. Thank you so much, man. $1.99. Thanks, man. I really appreciate it. So if you've got FX exchange controls, it means you can't send your money anywhere, right? That's the government trying to control what you can do. And this is why XRP and their technology, I've got to say, is genius and amazing. Because, with that, they're not going to be able to control what people do, right? And so what happens is, alternatively, you've got a country like Nigeria where their currency is going through the floor. You've got a country like Argentina where their currency is going through the floor. You've got another country like the Turkish lira where their currency is going through the floor. And then the government turns around and tries to say, hey, we've got, exchange controls, just like in South Africa with Iran. People look for other alternatives, right? And that's what they do. They start buying cryptocurrency. Okay, Rob Licker, how are you, man? Thoughts on Carver? Hey, you're not going to get that for nothing, man. That's a big, long story. I can't give it to you for nothing, man. I've had all these good, gracious people give me a bonus here. What, you want me to do this for nothing, man? Seriously? Ripple Coil, Greg Kidd, and Arrington Investors. Yeah, fair enough. But, I've done a review on Carver. A big, solid review, So there you go. But I'm not going to say much about it. I know a lot about it. But anyway... And look, just because you get certain people that invest in certain things, you got to understand something, right? These guys are professional investors, just like in the stock market. They would have been given a sweet deal, right? But before the stock went to IPO, right? Initial public launch, right? Just like pre-ICO, when the coin went to initial, coin offering, they would have been given a sweet deal, right? So the professional investors might have got in at, say 2 cents or 3 cents. I'm not saying that for Carver, but a lot of the story. And you know what? Basically, the retail investor got stung, bitten on the backside, if you want to call it that, and got killed because they had to pay, $4 or $2 or whatever. And if you don't have lockup by a professional investor, what are they going to do? They're in this profit. They've got so much profit, and they're going to sell. They're going to sell as soon as the market rallies, right? As soon as it's on, it goes up. They're going to sell and just take so much profit. It's not funny. But anyway, so where was I? What was I talking about? So there's a direct relationship. Oh man, Graveheart, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it. You're from Canada. Cool. That's awesome. I love Canada. I'd like to go there. I've never been there before. Canada would be fantastic. And what is interesting about Canada? Oh, thank you, Ega Bettina. I love those hearts. I've got to meet you one day. Where do you come from? I want to know. I'm in Amsterdam at the Pipe. And this thing here, I've got to tell you, is for one of my friends. And the reason why... I'm going to speak to you in a bit of Dutch because I'm learning it. It's in Nederlandse taal praten. And dankjewel. You like my... Hey, Eka Bettina, do you like my Dutch? Anyway, Nederlandse taal is moeilijk, which I'm actually saying to learn Nederland taal, the Netherlands language, which is the Dutch language, is very difficult, man. Because you have to know the grammar and everything. But anyway, getting back to... He broke the nigger... Yeah, I know that. That was Alan Turing, man, Rob. Anyway, Rob, if you want to answer a question, you got to cough up some dough, baby. I'm sorry. Getting back to this is for the Amsterdam... There's an Amsterdam park called the Safari Park. And a good friend of mine and other people here in Amsterdam works there in the little garden with voluntary workers and helps people, that are lonely and all that sort of stuff in the gardens, right? And they don't want to fund that anymore, right? They don't. Oh, thank you, Ega Bettina. They don't want to fund that anymore. Het is good. That means I'm speaking really well. Oh, thank you, Val. I only et bitcher, which means a bit small. Anyway, so what's happening is the local government, the local council doesn't want to fund this little garden house anymore. They're paying someone 20 hours a week, bugger all, but it does such a great community service, right? It's because they're broke for some reason or another, which I'm not sure about, and they don't want to fund this little thing for all the poor, people out there. So that's why I'm saying, you got to focus on this is Safari Park. Apparently, he was an incredible guy in Amsterdam. That basically was a Jewish guy and he worked out the sanitation in Amsterdam. It's an amazing story, seriously. So, we had a fate thing there last week. But anyway, getting back to cryptocurrency. Sorry, I lose my track here. Yeah, I really am a granny, fair income. But getting back to cryptocurrency, right? So when you find, that currencies are devaluing because of bad government practices and governments haven't got a clue and they all get paid a lot of money, more than you and me, an obscene amount of money. I don't know what it's like in America, but in Australia, if someone goes out as a prime minister or whatever, or even as a politician, they still get paid a pension for the rest of their lives. They get government cars, they get the best of everything, and basically, they're living the life of, incredible, right? They're living the life of the wealthy, and that's not right. And then they actually stuff up the balance sheet of the government, right? Which then, very simply, reduces the currency, right? If the government's in debt, the currency basically goes down. And we're seeing that all over the world, right? If we look at Africa, the same story, okay? Africa's doing a lot of micro cryptocurrency payments, 50% or something, man, and it just is unbelievable, and they're doing more and more. So the more governments all over the world are going to try and put the brakes on whether you can release FX, your own domestic currency to someone else overseas or whatever, it's gonna literally propel the cryptocurrency market, okay? Now, not only that, there was a company called Microstrategy, okay? This is a seriously smart company, right? They had $425 million, and you know what they did? They bought over 32,000 of Bitcoin in the US, right? Because they actually said, right, the US dollar is going down. It's not helping me with inflation, which is what the Fed want. It's going down. The cost of living is costing me a fortune. But, if I hold US dollars, it's going to be an absolute negative return to me. Interest rates are going nowhere. Matter of fact, the Fed wants to keep them low for 2023. Now the UK has come out and said we want negative interest rates, so the pound's going to sell off as well. Plus, they don't even know whether they want to do Brexit or whatever. Give me a break, for heaven's sakes. I reckon we could do a better job in politics. They just sound like a bunch of, nongs, garbology, seriously. But anyway, so what that means is interest rates are going to keep going down. It pushes the currency down, and then it'll push up a store of value like Bitcoin or like, XRP or something else, right? It is just a no-brainer. Fair income, it really, really is. And, you can see where this is going, okay? More and more people are getting into the cryptocurrency market. Don't worry, the market's just playing with us at the moment. It's selling off a little bit. This will be a completely different story in the next 4 or 5 weeks, believe me. This market's playing. There is so much opportunity in this market, it is not funny, right? Now, I don't know whether you saw the weekly news. We had Kraken. They've now got a banking license in Wyoming. They want to be a global bank, okay? That's unbelievable. All these exchanges could, and I've said this years ago on my, look at my past YouTubes, man. I said it beforehand. All these exchanges could turn into banks. Ripple could turn into a bank. Easy, right? They could become global banks. Mr. B, XRP, they can become global banks. The banks, the traditional banks, are losing more clients and customers every day, right? Their margins are getting screwed, right? They used to have margin on their loans and deposits of something like, 200 basis points, man. It's not happening anymore. They're getting screwed to the wall with compliance and everything else. These crypto exchanges are going to be bigger than Ben-Hur, right? Also, you've got Polynex now that join links with QCon. Now, I don't know whether you're aware of that, but that's a big story in itself, right? You will get mergers and acquisitions with the exchanges because they want to get bigger and bigger. Now, whether you like, again, Justin Sun, and I say this again, Tron is the opportunity of a lifetime, and I don't care what Justin comes out with, 10 billion people are using his whatever. It was a typo. He meant to write 10 million, for Christ's sake. Oh, I shouldn't say Christ's sake, sorry. I should say for heaven's sakes. But fair income, the guy knows what he's doing. He's very, very smart. Now, Tron owns Polynex, okay? He owns Polynex. Also, and I've said this before, there's a very strong link between him and Jackie Ma from Alibaba, right? And Alibaba, it so happens, Jack Ma has got more patents about blockchain and cryptocurrency than even IBM, okay? So America is, sorry to say it, guys, I know there's a lot of Americans here and I'm really sad to say it, but America's way behind the curve here. You've got Alibaba that's got more cryptocurrency patents and blockchain patents than anyone. That is unbelievable, right? I got to say that. In China, they're already using blockchain for voting and everything. Also, coming back to China, Vechain won some huge contracts in China about food integrity and tracing, the integrity of food from literally farm to plate. Something like 130 of the biggest companies. Oh, thank you so much, Liz. I really appreciate it. €3. Awesome. Thank you very much. Do you want to ask me a question? Ask some questions, guys. Otherwise, I'm going to yap away. And I love to talk, as you know. I love talking. But getting back to Vechain, cheers. Thank you very much. Getting back to Vechain, they now have 130 of the biggest food companies in China. Vechain are doing work for, right? Been in it since sub 1. Okay, whatever that was, yeah. Come on, Rob, fork out some money, man. Rob, you always ask me questions. You're not forking out in New Zealand. Wow, cool. Anyway, so look, Vechain had a couple of wins this week. They got more clients, right, than anyone. And, they had a lot of wins. Now, what else happened this week? Oh, yeah, NDX, Canadian Exchange, said they're going to support XRP and Flare, right? Now, that's pretty cool. And they're one of the largest exchanges in Canada. Now, there are other exchanges that support the XRP flare thing. But again, if you're a holder and you hold a lot of XRP, you're not going to want to have the exchanges hold all your XRP. Particularly, an exchange like Bitrue or whatever the other ones are. I mean, there's some really weird exchanges here that I've actually never heard of, right? I know Uphold's involved. There's some other ones here called, what is it? Coin Trader, Anchor USD. There's Bitrue. There's CoinSpot, which is Australian. Bitrue, I mean. Cred. And there's GateHub and Uphold, right? Apparently, they're talking to eToro, Nexo, SBI, obviously, which really supports Ripple. And now we've got NDAX, which is the Canadian exchange, supporting them, right? But you know what? If you've got a lot of XRP, man, you're not going to be happy sending it to the exchanges. That's as risky as, all hell. I mean, Bitrue, don't forget, had a $5 million hack. Someone got into their security and hacked them for $5 million, right? Which means their security is not great on their exchange. And I wouldn't touch any exchange that had that sort of hack when, they're just a new exchange. I mean, it doesn't make sense, right? And they've also, there's also a lot of stuff out there that some of the figures have been erroneously, they're not right, the turnover's not right, what the transactions, the volumes, whatever, right? So you've got to be really, really worried about that. And, I wouldn't be comfortable with that. That's for sure, man. Now, Bernard's, right, at the moment is being sued by, and this is the first negative I've heard about Bernard's, man, because they're amazing. They're being sued by some Japanese exchange because of some loss of coins, way back in 2018 or something. But also another thing I want to mention is Ethereum. Now, something that really puzzles me about Ethereum, right, and I've been thinking about this, and oh God, when I think it's amazing. If Ethereum's so profitable, and it is, well, apparently, because the miners are making millions and millions of dollars and charging fees like you wouldn't believe, and now Coinbase Pro, and I think it's just Pro, I'm not sure, but it might be Coinbase all over because they have 32 odd million clients. Now they've said to people, we are going to charge, us, me, you, if we do anything with Ethereum, they're going to charge us for Ethereum's fees. And apparently Ethereum's fees at the moment are costing a minimum of $7 because, their blockchain, because they have miners, just like Bitcoin, can't cope with the amount of transactions that are being created by DeFi, all the DeFis that are sitting on Ethereum's platform, right? So their costs are going up and up and up, and the exchanges can't recoup back those costs. Bernard's came out the other day and said the same thing. Every time we, give money back to the client out of Ethereum, we're negative $20, right? So what's happening is now the exchanges are charging the clients, right, for the transaction costs the miners are taking and raping and pillaging everyone, to basically fund for, if you do an Ethereum transaction, right, because they're still on proof of work. Now, that ain't a great story, I have to say, right? Fair income. I mean, who's going to do something where it's going to cost you, $20 a transaction or $7 a transaction? Crikey, even people have problems paying me $2.99 a month, for all the quality I generate. I mean, they're not going to be happy paying $7 in transaction costs, right? And this is because the miners have made millions and millions last month and this month. They made something like 150 million, right? Now, the thing is, the miners are extremely profitable, right? But this is not sustainable. And people are saying, yes, Ethereum needs to go to proof of stake. But even proof of stake's not a great story if they cannot get scalability, right? And some analysts out there are saying that Ethereum may not even have scalability when they go to proof of stake, Ethereum 2, which is supposed to happen in November of this year, right? And, another thing too, Ethereum to me, even though it's got all these DeFis on its system and these DeFis are supposed to be making a lot of money for Ethereum, why is the fact that Ethereum's price looks technically very bad? I look at all things, right? I look at TradingView, I look at everything. I look at technicals, I trade everything. I look at everything. I don't stop, right? To me, technically, their price looks really bad, seriously. And I don't like them, man. I don't like them, It's not great to be charging people extra and extra in terms of transaction costs when it's supposed to be peer-to-peer. The whole reason was supposed to be peer-to-peer, and your transaction costs were supposed to go lower and lower, when Ethereum's in the hands of miners that can basically, charge what they like, right? And now you got Coinbase and you got Binance, basically saying, let's charge, you and me and everyone else for using Ethereum, right? I mean, that doesn't make a lot of sense to me, right? It honestly doesn't make a lot of sense to me. That's fair income, right? So, I've got to say, I don't like where Ethereum's going, and I certainly don't like where Ethereum Classic's going, because they had 3 hacks in August and the stupid cryptocurrency market put the price up, right? Just doesn't make a lot of sense to me, right? So, you've got to say, I worry about where Ethereum's going, and also if they go to proof of stake, how many stakers are they going to have? Because, if you have too many stakers, say if you had a staker that basically, was like, say they staked 50% of the other stakers, then they're going to have more power, in the system than anyone else, right? So I think they've got a lot of problems, right? And you know what? The cryptocurrency market should be priced off the technology, not off the amount of coins and that. Yes, it does come into it. But, the reality is if there's a problem with the technology and it's not supposed to do what it's doing, then that should be also a point of valuation, okay? It's very, very important. Oh, Liz, thank you so much for the €5. I really appreciate it. Yeah, a Turing complete language sounds cool. It is. It's friggin' amazing. Will you become a market maker? I'll tell you what. Hey, that is a fantastic point. Because the thing is with the Flare network, right? I'm just going to have a cup of coffee because I love my coffee. Thank you. The thing with the Flare network, you can be a price maker. You can be a price taker or a price maker within the system. Okay, and there is room to arbitrage. So what happens is someone could buy a put, right, because they're concerned, that oil is going to go down or coal is going to go down or, oats are going to go down or wheat. And so if they buy a put, they're actually saying, right, I believe coal, oil or whatever it is going to go down. But me as a trader, I might have a different view, right? I might think that oil is going to go up or, corn's going to go up or whatever it might be. And I might, show them a market in selling that put. Okay, so me, in terms of the Flare network, if I understand it correctly, you're going to be able to make prices, as a trader, as a market maker, to price takers, right? And everyone in the crypto market at the moment, generally is a price taker on centralized exchanges and everything. This is amazing, right? This Turing complete language, programming language, is out of sight, man. Apparently, Flare know exactly how to do all the algorithms and everything else, right? It is friggin' amazing. But I will say something. If you look on the Flare on their internet page, they've got a long list of applications and all the different ratios and everything. I noticed there's a couple of problems. It's not quite correct, some of the numbers, right? So I will be showing that on Patreon. You'll have to be a Patreon member for me to show you. And I've got a lot of work to do on Patreon, because if you remember on Patreon, you're going to see exactly how everything works, and it's a lot of detail, and it's something, honestly, a lot of people are just not going to understand. Fair income, you need an expert like me. Seriously, you can say, Susie's full of it, whatever, I don't care. The fact is, you just can't wing it on this stuff, right? You can't. You got to know it or you don't know it. And you know what? So many people out there don't even explain this properly to you. They put it up and they go, oh, here it is. Here's all the stuff. This is how you do it. Well, I tell you what, it's really hard to even go through the instructions for Zoom and, the toolkit, XRP toolkit, if you're not with it, right? That's a fact, right? So, it's quite detailed, but there are ways to make money out of this. And it's going to be I can't wait, because it's going to be an absolutely huge opportunity, fair income. And also it's a huge opportunity for XRP, because it's actually increasing more and more utility. Now, the thing is, at the moment, in XRP, we had probably, here we go. Let me go. I'm going to show you something, because I just yap and yap and yap. And I don't show you anything. And a lot of other people go, oh, look at this, here, look at this, but they just show you something so they don't have to give you any knowledge or anything. I mean, honestly, they don't know much, seriously. And you reckon that, I'm the same as everyone else. Some people go, oh, I'm not going to pay you $2.99 a month because, you don't add any value and you know less than everyone else. Come on, give me a break. God, honestly, people are just so stupid. I could show you anything. Like I could bring up, this picture and talk about, crap, and just say and read it out to you. More than 50% rise in small value crypto. I don't give you, other people don't give you any analysis or anything. Seriously, I could do anything like that. Are you going to hear malicious attacks? Oh, here we go. US sanction, Is that what you want, guys and girls? Seriously, or do you want analysis, right? Do you want proper analysis? Because fair income, honestly, there's a lot of people out there that think that that's what I should do. Just pull up this, the NAD, and there's nothing I need to tell you. I don't need to know anything about cryptocurrency or the exchanges or anything. I don't need to tell you how to make money or anything. All I've got to do is do a pretty, video of YouTube and, scream out a few times on it, yo, man, yo, all this crap. And seriously, that gets people more subscribers than anything. I mean, give me a break. I don't know. If you don't know something, why would you bother watching someone? Seriously, fair income, I just can't understand it, man. But I could do that. I can, pull this up. Yo, here's another story. I don't need to tell you anything. What does it mean? Blah, blah, blah. I just don't. But I am getting a bit carried away today, I have to say. I think I've had way too many coffees. Seriously, way too many coffees. Kids are charging $1,000 a month for price points. What's that again about? Well, there you go. I'm just an old crypto granny that has no idea how to make any sort of money because kids are doing a lot better than I am. There you go. I just got here. What are we talking about? Well, man, you're gonna have to, you gotta read all the previous stuff. I've spoken about Flare. I've spoken about the network. It's amazing. I've said hello to Ega Bettina. I've spoken about, there's a direct correlation between the US dollar coming down, and Bitcoin going up, and all the traders are buying, Bitcoin strikes at 36,000 for December maturity. Hey, Greg Manario, I'd love to interview that guy. Fair income, I want to. He sounds awesome. I really love that guy. And his team, I really like a team, man. He sounds awesome, man. But, there's so much going on in this crypto market, and you just got here. You've missed a lot. You need to watch me, seriously. And I just don't go through all the things like everyone else does, and I'm not prepared to pay you $2.99 a month. Seriously, honestly, it just, hey, there's Vechain thing, right? Look at this, right? They've got 130 different corporations now in Australia, in China, and including McDonald's, which I forgot to tell you. Vechain is a gift, man, a gift. And I really, really understand the technology really well. Look, me and my clients were in Vechain when it was at 0.002. And we're in Ambrosis and everything else. But anyway, look, I'm not going to go into that. But, the thing is, right, like I said, if you've got currency collapse, and that's pretty much what you got in the US, currency collapse, and the minute it goes through 100, watch out. Because this cryptocurrency market is going to take off like a rocket, okay? And that is, for me, I keep watching that because, the US dollar, it looks very, very weak to me, okay? Very weak indeed. And, if they can't keep it up, and that's what they're trying to do, create inflation, but they're just not going to be able to do it because they have such debt, right? They're just not going to be able to do it, okay? And that's a fact, right? So if we go to the US dollar, right, I'm just going to pull this up. And again, like I said to you, if you're going to trade markets, you've got to know the shorts against, the futures against it. You've got to know the perpetual swaps against your position. You've got to know the options against your position, everything, okay? So that's a fact, right? So if you look at the US dollar, just on this, right, and I'm just using TradingView, which I love. Again, if we go back, okay, can you see that? Yeah, here we go. This chart here, right? This is in a big downtrend, right? The US dollar, and it's right on the 200-day moving average, right? Now, if that thing breaks, and look, I've been given sell, 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 sell. It's knocked on the door 3 or 4 times, right? And look at the volume here. In trading lingo, if something's knocked on the door of support, and it's going with supply, and it's knocked on the door of support 3 or 4 times, that thing is going to break through, okay? Now, that thing, honestly, will break 100 against the yen, you know, and it could even get down to 82 against the yen, and I tell you what, all hell is going to break loose, right? Because Bitcoin will go through the roof, okay? And you've even got corporations in the US buying Bitcoin over sitting in US dollars in the bank account, okay? Right? You know, I use a lot of different indicators, man. I use a lot of different stuff, right? A lot of different stuff. But, you know, we talk about Bitcoin, right? I'll show you something, right? You know, and I can show you a lot of stuff. Oh, but, you know, the information I give you guys is just the same as everyone else. Well, I doubt it. I seriously doubt it, because they would have had to have been in the market since 20, you know, that sort of thing, and done everything. And I'm sure they didn't, so there you go. But Fed income, what do we got? Chill back on topic. Which one? Which one? Oh, sorry, I've been told I'm carrying on too much. Oh, I've got to be a bit more serious. Yeah, sometimes I'm in a funny mood today, you know. Yes, exactly, Crypto Glenn. Jim Cramer. Now, he has done a complete, you know, what do you call it? A complete backflip, man. That guy was out there going, oh, it's all garbage and everything, garbology. And what has he said now? You know, buy with your ears pinned back, right? And honestly, the guy's going to be right, because now, and also what I want to tell you, I used to work for Morgan Stanley, right? Morgan Stanley, you would have known Morgan Stanley in the US, one of the biggest investment banks in the world, right? Morgan Stanley, right? They have so many private clients, and so many high net private clients have now said buy cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies as an alternative investment, right? Now, that is huge. These guys, all these guys are going to do a backflip, and they're going to basically have egg on their face, right? You know, honestly, they're going to have egg on their face. It's a fact. And you know what? It's going to be on the premise of the US dollar going below 100, and it will, right? And when FX markets, you know, get it in their mind that something looks like garbology, like the US against the yen, and it does, and it's been trying to hold support at 200 on the, at 104.5 on the 200-day moving average, right? It's just a matter of time, okay? It's a matter of time. And honestly, wait for it, because all hell's going to break loose, and you are going to see the cryptocurrency market shoot up like a rocket, right? To the moon, right? And Fed income, you know, they're going to basically buy stuff that works, like XRP. The technology of XRP is unbelievable. It's incredible. Distributed ledger technology that doesn't rely on the miners, which are costing a fortune. You cannot use Ethereum, and I'll say it again, you cannot use Ethereum and Bitcoin for microtransactions, because the cost of a transaction is now worse than a bank's cost, right? Costs you a fortune. Hey, Sarah Quinonez, thank you so much for your contribution. I really appreciate it. I really do. And please, if anyone's got an answer, please, you know, ask me a question. You know, not an answer, I mean a question, because I'm very happy to answer one. But, you know, this is the thing, right? We've got this chart on the right-hand side, right? And this is the Bitcoin shorts, right? And this is just futures, right? Okay, now we go to the daily on the Bitcoin futures, right? You know, if you're going to trade Bitcoin, you got to know what people are doing with the options and the derivatives, right? As it goes higher and higher, it means they're getting shorter and shorter on this short chart. As it gets lower and lower, they're actually buying their shorts back, right? Which means they've tried to push Bitcoin down. It didn't happen. And as Bitcoin on the left-hand side rises in price, the people that were short cover their shorts, right? Which basically propels the market higher, right? And it's like, you know, people have got, you know, options on Bitcoin that are actually putting them in a derivative short. Then they need to buy the physical Bitcoin, right, to stop them from bleeding and losing money. And the same thing happened with Chainlink, okay? And that's why I made so much money trading Chainlink, okay? If you look at Chainlink, the price action, you know, it went up from $6 or something to $20, but there was a massive amount of shorts on Chainlink, right? Massive amount of shorts, okay? And, if we go to this chart here, we make this link shorts, right? And this is just the futures, right? This is not talking about options or anything, but just futures on Chainlink, right? And you'll see what I'm saying. Now, at the moment, this is getting pushed down Chainlink. Back here, it went right up because there was a lot of shorts, and they had to cut back their shorts here. See where this red bit is here? But now what's happening is more and more people are getting short Chainlink, right? And the all-time high is, what is it? At the moment, it's 128,433 futures short on Chainlink, and the low, going back to the 11th of September, was 59,000, and below that was 11,904, right? So all of a sudden, right now, there's 126,000 shorts on Chainlink, right? Yes, the price action's going down, but it's taking a while to go down because people are short. But when you look at this, there is a real risk here. From here, there's going to be a massive short covering rally on Chainlink because most of the market is short Chainlink. I would not be shorting, in other words, I would not be shorting Chainlink down here. A matter of fact, for me, if I was trading this, I'd be looking to buy this somewhere off $9.50 for a short squeeze where the shorters have to buy back their shorts and for Chainlink to go back up, okay? And, that's what I'm saying. If you trade markets, you got to know what you're trading for short term and what affects it in terms of derivative positions, in terms of the option positions and everything else, okay? Eric, how are you, man? I love VET too. I absolutely adore VET. VET is just a no-brainer, man. A no-brainer. That is for sure. But that's the trading stuff, right? But on an investment side, it's more than that. You've got to look at so many different factors to work out the fundamental view of the technology, whether it works, the metrics, the key metrics, all sorts of things, okay? This is a very, very analytical, interesting market. The cryptocurrency market, I have to say, and I worked in all different markets, is the most fascinating market I've ever come across. And I just love it. And it's something that, keeps me up at night. I want to get up, to see where the market is, right? I just love this market. It's absolutely fascinating, right? And the thing is, there's well over 5,500 cryptocurrencies now. And people ask me, do you know about this cryptocurrency? You know about that? I go, you know what? I probably know the top 100 in detail because I've done proper reviews on them and tested them, technology-wise and everything else, right? But, there's a lot of cryptocurrencies out there and there's a lot of garbology out there. Seriously, there's a lot of garbology out there. That is for sure, man. And, people are just buying anything, like DeFi, like cream, they come out, the thing goes up, 160%. Then they reduce their supply by 67%. It's got no fund, it's probably absolute garbology, but they just buy the thing because it's got a very small supply. Just like what they do in the stock market, right, with small caps. I'm so busy, I trade small caps, but sometimes I'm too busy, I can't even do that. And so what people do? They look for the small caps with the small floats, right? They look for the small floats, 6 to 9 million or 12 million. They check out, who's short, are the institutionals holding them, who's short, and what they do. The small cap might have had some great news. Everyone runs it up, and then everyone, it's pump and dump, right? Pump and dump. And the same thing is going on in the cryptocurrency market. And with the DeFi stuff, just because it's DeFi, people are sending it up. But it's going to end in absolute tears, seriously. And be careful, it's going to end in tears. And you've had some very well-known people out there, the whole thing is going to end up in tears, right? Absolute tears, that is a fact. Garbology, shift for those that do not know. Yeah, that's my saying, Eric, for sure. And fair income is an Aussie saying as well. But, so there's a lot of stuff that people just don't know, fair income, they really don't. But what amazes me? There's all these smart contract platforms. Now, I love Mazari. I pay for this. It's a great service, man. But look at all this, right? This is Mazari, right? And I love their stuff. Awesome. These are all the smart contract platforms, right? And people go to me, oh, it's a smart contract platform. I go, yeah. And they go, oh, but it must be good. And I go, yeah. But you know how many smart contract platforms there are? You know how many interoperability platforms there are? Oh, Algorand, it's interoperability. I go, yeah. I say, do you know the fundamentals of Algorand? Do you know they absolutely raped and pillaged the retail client, at $2.40, but they sold, pre-ICO to the professional investor at 2%, at 2 cents. Do you know that there's more supply coming than ever? Do you know that the supply doesn't stop until 2025? Yeah. And then they go, oh, but I think Algorand's a buy. Honestly, fair income. There's some coins that are just going to go down and down and down because more and more supply is coming out because there's no lockup on the coin, right? No lockup, right? Which means someone can sell the coin whenever they like. Whenever they like. There's no lockup. I'm a fund manager. I get into a great coin before it goes to market on an ICO or an IPO, and as soon as it hits the secondary market, I'm holding millions of dollars of profitability, and I'm a fund manager. What am I going to do? I'm going to flog it as fast as I can and book it as profit. So I get paid millions of dollars in bonuses, but the retail, you, me, and everyone in cryptocurrency land, I know better because I was a fund manager, gets absolutely stung on the ass, right? They get killed. They get absolutely killed. So pretty much any rally, in some of these these cryptos where they've sold their soul to the professional investor, right? Any rally is going to be sold. People go, oh, but they've got great professional investors. And I always go, well, what was the sweet deal that was cut before the ICO went to secondary market, right? That's the question you should be asking. How much supply do they have? The professional investor. If only 20% went to the retail market, the mums and dads and news, right? What, the professional investor sitting on 80%? Or maybe the foundation sitting on 50%, the professional investor sitting on 30%, and the retail market sitting on 20%, right? So, you've got 80% that's not even circulated. And then people go, oh, but, the circulating supply is only small. Oh, we should make money because of that. Well, I've got news for you. You're not. Because, the professional investor doesn't have any handcuffs. He's going to sell this market as fast as look at it, right? And certainly the founders, some of these cryptocurrencies, seriously, are just a cash grab, man. They're just a cash grab, right? What was that other cryptocurrency the other day? The sushi swap thing, Seriously, Chef, whatever his name was. He's gone with 14 million bucks, and then he felt so bad about it, he put the 14 million back in. I mean, that fair income should not be allowed, And that's the problem, even being on Ethereum, there was no multi-keys being used. So that guy, or girl, whatever she is, could have been, I don't know, the sex or anything, I don't know, and anonymous, of course. We didn't even know, what they looked like. Basically, could have just taken away $14 million, right? But, they had a conscience and they came back. But the sushi swap went from $12 down to $1.40. You know what I'm saying? So, seriously, there's just so much. Anyway, what's up? No, I'm good, Mr. Kobayashi. Mr. Kobayashi. Okay, guys, so I'm going to wrap this up. What do we got here? Cratlin, Andrea, 1 to 2 months in crypto scene. Do you think the regulations will show sudden changes to markets, or will it take considerable... All right, guys, I'm going to... 136 viewers. Yay! Ega Bettina, I love you, Ega Bettina. I love you, Ega Bettina. I'm really thirsty. I need a drink, man. Can I talk, man? Seriously. Come on, guys. What's your opinion on the remaining XRP and Escrow? Would it be not positive if the price of Ripple would come out and distribute from among the existing accounts on a monthly basis? Look, you know what, Carl, a lot of people... Is it Carl? Sorry, I can't even read this properly. A lot of people don't even understand Escrow, right? They go, oh, Ripple's selling XRP. They don't sell XRP. Her damn cat is just pissed out. Oh, my God. One naughty pussy, for sure. Miss Billionaire, thank you very much. I love the name, Miss Billionaire. Now I'm going to just carry on because I'm really thirsty and I'm having a beer. And, I feel exhausted. Can I talk, man? This, I tell you what, look at this, if you can see this. This is the beautiful Dutch beer, and Egbertina will know this, a beautiful Netherlands taal beer. It's called Wit beer, and it's called, it's Weiss beer they call it, but it's actually in Dutch you go, mag ik alsjeblieft witten beer, dankjewel, which basically means, may I, thank you, or whatever, very much, can I please have a white beer? And the beer here, I'm not kidding. I like this better than Australian beer. I know the Australians are going to be really upset with me, but I really like this beer much better. It's a really nice beer, man. And it's only 4% alcohol content, which is really cool. And I just like it. And it's really nice. It's a nice colour and everything. And you know what? In the Netherlands, they have great, pubs and great food to eat. Seriously, it's a happening place. I love it. See, now I'm just carrying on because... now I'm bored with everything and, that's it. But let me go through what else we got here. Eric, they're going to distribute among institutions more than likely, but don't worry about the escrow. Good. The escrow is at 48 million at the moment, okay? And according to Vechain's figures, 51.2 million belongs to the client base of XRP, right, which is 2.118 million people. Now, according to the take up in Flare, the Spark coins, apparently it's nearly 1 million, right? So don't forget, Flare have issued equivalent of what Ripple has, but they will destroy coins that don't get taken up. So I'm watching those figures very closely. I don't have a problem, look. Ripple's got the best utility out there. It's got incredible client base, right? It's not 350 clients. It's a network, right? Each client is a network. They have millions and millions of clients. Ripple doesn't have just 350 clients like the stupid media says. It's 350 clients multiplied by 20 million clients per network, right? They have heaps of clients and it's getting bigger all the time. The ecosystem is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Seriously. And I know people are like, oh God, Ripple doesn't, XRP doesn't do anything. Well, look, you know what? Look at Apple. Look at Amazon. Amazon was a book company. If people don't understand incredible technology, like they never understood, I didn't understand, what was it, the internet or anything or whatever. They don't understand the technology, they're not going to see the value of it, but the value of it is incredible. And a couple of years from now, you're going to be laughing all the way to the bank, seriously. If you'd stayed in Amazon when it was a book company and sold it, you'd be crying now. Seriously, like some people cried when they sold Bitcoin at 80 cents, man. And it took at least, 2008 to probably 2012 at least, 6 years. People, if you've got an investment, you've got to stop looking at it, every day. Fair enough. I have a separate portfolio for investments and separate portfolio for trading, right? Your trading portfolio is completely different to your investment portfolio. Your investment portfolio has a 2 to 5 year view, right? And your trading portfolio is like, intraday or a swing trade, right? And I do swing trades all the time in my trading portfolio because I love trading. I love it. I love to trade everything. I love it. It just keeps me in the market. Morgan Stanley said tech attacks were poison. Yeah, I agree with you. But interestingly enough, Eric, Morgan Stanley now has said you've got to start buying Bitcoin and crypto as an alternative investment asset. And before, they were totally against that, right? And interestingly enough, they have probably the highest number of private wealth advisors in the world, right? Which are basically, brokers, retail brokers for equity, for, fixed interest, all that sort of thing. And now they're actually saying, cryptocurrency as an asset class, right? XRP, yeah, look, I'm really thirsty, guys. I've got to have a drink here. So, Mr. Kobayashi, TRX Future 1, well, look, that's a bit of a, there's a lot going on with Tron, just trust me. A lot going on with Tron, okay? Anyway, look, there's a lot going on with a lot of stuff, right? And Fed income, there is so much going on in this market. it just excites me every day. But look, I've got to say I've got to go, because now don't forget, if you want more information on this, I'm going to be doing in my Patreon a lot of stuff on this. I'm not giving this stuff out for free, seriously. You know, if you read the white paper of Flare and if you read everything, it's pretty complex. And I'm just not doing it. You know, let other people do it on YouTube if they think they can do it better than me, which I doubt it. And, you know, but anyway, if you want to join my Patreon, you know, you'll get all this stuff, $45 a month. Even if you join it for $10 a month, you get my iPods every day, my podcast. And I talk about everything, man. I talk about trading ideas. I talk about investment ideas in my podcast. I talk about the fiat market, what's going on there. I keep a very close eye, as I've told you, on US yen, Fed income, you know, pound. I'm selling pound US next week. Pound against the US, even though I think US is going down. No, sorry. What I'll do, actually, I'll take that back. I'm going to sell. I have been selling pound against the yen, okay, and I'm going to continue to do that, because now they're talking, you know, in the UK, they're going to go to a negative interest rate, okay, and also they're not going to do the Brexit, right? So the pound, actually, my trade will be pound against the yen. I have been doing some on Friday. I'm going to be doing more of that on Monday when the market's open. I'll be short pound, long yen. I'm still short US, long yen, holding those positions because both are going to collapse against the yen. Plus, the equity market in the US looks really yuck, okay? The NASDAQ is on a 200-day moving average. The technical index looks terrible. I just don't think they can keep that market up, even into Mr. Donald Trump, the president, I should say, not Sir, his presidency or whatever's going to happen around the 4th of November, right? I just don't believe they can keep that up, okay? I think that market is going to be a damn disaster, and with that market coming down globally, international investors will sell US equities and they will sell the US dollar. Look out, baby. Look out. Anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap this up. It's, you know, it's, what is it, 2001. I've turned into a pumpkin after this. You know, I have my beer and I smoke my vape. I'm trying to give up cigarette smoking. It's very, very difficult. As you can hear, sometimes I cough. But, you know, that's it. Lots of people putting money on yield farming without... Well, exactly. I agree with you, Hoa. I mean, honestly, lol, keep drinking. Thank you, Eric. You know, look, you know what it's like to have a good beer, man. I'll speak a little, you know, Deutsch. Das ist, I speak a lot of different languages, actually. Das ist gut geschmeckt. Speak a bit of Italian, a bit of Greek. Yeah, I love language. I love language. And actually, next week, I'm going to a Dutch class twice a week. Bettina, you'll be impressed with this, to learn smoke weed, yeah. I won't say, but Bettina, you'll be really interested in this. I'm actually going to start Nederlander taal, so I'm going to Dutch class twice a week in the evening to learn the proper grammar for Dutch, right? I understand a lot of Dutch words because I actually know German, right? I learned school German, you know, so I do understand a lot of German, but, you know, being in the Netherlands and sounding like a German is really bad, you know, so I have to learn the the grammar, I should say, you know, really well. So, yeah, but anyway, look, apart from that, now I'm starting to deteriorate because I'm just talking, you know, garbology. And crypto granny is getting a bit of dementia now. So, you know, because I'm an old granny. Someone asked me, why do you call yourself crypto granny? Because you don't look like a granny. Well, that's what I said, you know, that's why I'm explaining myself today. Because seriously, I was abused for being a crypto granny because of my age. This particular person was, oh man, thank you so much. I know what you're saying. That's awesome. Oh, I'd love to meet you one day. I am German, live in the Netherlands. Awesome. Wow, well, I know a bit of German too. Ein bisschen. I do know enough German, actually, to get by when I'm in Germany. So, you know, I don't know, language can't... Oh, Wiedersehen, man, thank you so much. Yeah, I know enough languages. It's really cool. Now, look, I can crap on here, but now, you know, my time's over, people. But thank you so much for your support, being serious. Thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate it. I really, really do. You know, come up with some great questions next week. Otherwise, you're going to hear me just rattling on. And I can talk for hours on end. I used to, you know, when I was a kid in class, they used to always tell me off for talking too much. Fair income. I would always be in trouble with the teacher or got sent out of the classroom because I was always distracting other children, and I picked up things really quickly, and I was always down the end of the class, the back of the class, talking too much. And I sort of had this really distinctive voice, and they just knew that it was me talking. So anyway, guys, love you all. Thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to, support us on Patreon. That'd be awesome. Next week, we've got the Secure X wallet coming out. Now, Egabatina, send me an email. I need to give you the contact the COBO so you can get your wallet, okay? And lots happening. There's so much going on, and even if you support me on Patreon for $10 a month, the podcasts are amazing. Honestly, my clients make money because they actually listen to what I'm saying and they actually act on it, and they seriously make money. And I'm not bullshitting. They do. Okay, and I don't charge an arm and a leg because I'm not built that way, because I really want, just the average person, to make money, not for, services be for the rich and wealthy, okay? Oh, we get Egabatina. Please link your email address. How do I do that? You mean I just write it here? You mean on this? Oh, I love you, Egabatina. I have to meet you one day. I really do. You mean I just put it in here? Is that what you mean? I'm not used to this thing. I'm just, because I'm an old granny, an old granny, not really. I can dance. I can do 30 push-ups a day. I mean, seriously, I'm as fit as, nobody. But is that what you mean? Here we go. Okay, that one. Is that what you mean? Esoteric. Yeah, just send me that. No problem. That's my email address. So do you just click on that, I suppose? You can get it off my website too. I've got a web page called esoterictradingsolutions.com. Did I write that properly? Knowing me, I'm really, really bad speller. Oh my God, it's wrong. It's esoteric trading. Look, I've missed the I in there. Sorry. Yeah, put it in the I. Oh my God, I'm such a bad speller. I am. I'm an old fart. Absolutely. I've got dementia now. Look, this is just going to, I'm going to start smoking and everything. The young kids out there, you're not supposed to smoke. I mean, I'm using a vapor, so it's just going to go. Now it's just party time. So, all right, guys, party time for me. Thank you very much for listening, and thank you so much for your support. And you know what? You got to live life, babies. Work hard and live life, because seriously, it's so short, and you never know when it's going to end. And do what you want to do for yourself, okay? Seriously, you got to be happy with yourself and what you do. All right, thank you. Yeah, champagne. Now you're talking, Bailey. I love champagne. Tell you what, I've heard there's some great French champagne just over the border from the Netherlands, and apparently it's not expensive at all. Anyway, guys, we've got to go. Love you all, and thank you so much for joining me. Cheers, guys, and I look forward to talking to you next week, actually. 100%, baby. Thank you, Miss Lucia. Oh, Sean and Arvin. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you, Carl. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Egabatina, I love you. Thank you, Val, everyone. Thank you very much. Molti grazie. Danke schön. I can talk in lots of different languages.